All right, it is showtime, 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 showtime. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the SSA Clash. It is action, PUBG Mobile action at its finest. And it is Priest on the mic, and I'm joined once again by the GOAT, Mitch. I know you guys have missed us, and we've not been here together. I think this is the first time we're going to be together this year. So, it's been an amazing turnaround. Mitch, how are you feeling? The finals are here.
I feel great. I'm excited. Actually, I can't wait to see how this goes. And of course, everyone misses us. Just that they can't say it, which is totally okay. I cannot blame them. But yeah, I'm excited. Finally, ACSA is coming to an end. It is the grand finale, and it's going to be an epic time. That is something I can promise.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm stoked. And I know everyone that has been following this tournament from day one is also stoked as well. Is the SSA Clash. The finals, the grand finals is upon us. 16 teams have battled their way. I remember we had like 200 plus teams or something along those lines. And here we're down to the final 16 in the SSA Clash. Now, something I that was very interesting to me, right, was the semifinals, which I got an opportunity to cover just a little bit, and I realized that it was spread across 2 weeks, and some teams did better, in 1 week than compared to the other week. Now you have a final of 2 days, straight gas, straight action. What are your expectations for some of those teams that barely made it in?
Well, I mean, the semifinals was kind of tricky. Some teams I expected to make it to the finale somehow did not make it. So I don't really know what happened along the way in the second week. The first week they were dominating, second week everything just changed. And now, of course, coming into the finale, I'm thinking things might just be a little bit different. I'm not sure, but I'm thinking we might just be surprised the way we were surprised in the semifinals, where teams actually surprised me. If I can mention one, the Magicians, I expected them to be in the finals, but for some reason they're not in the finals. And I'm not sure if you know the team that is Magicians. I'm not sure if you know who they are. It's a rename.
Oh, for real? It's a rename. Do you know the
Yeah.
thing is that name is not like it's not revolutionary. I've seen a lot of magicians in my day, and I ain't talking Harry Potter, but I've seen a lot of magicians in my day. I've seen ATL magicians, I've seen the magicians, I've seen a lot of magicians. Everyone is trying to, be in some sort of witchcraft or wizardry or something along those lines. Hopefully that's what helps them win. But I would be impressed to see something interesting in this final. Sleepy goes to sleep. He gets knocked away a little bit earlier on here. But I do love the fact that we have some brand new teams, getting their names out there and putting in the work. It's something that we love to see, especially in tournaments like these. And Sin being one of those teams, Sleepy getting knocked away and sent back into the lobby relatively very early. But I think that's what Rondo has given us, in the competitive stage ever since it got added into the competitive scene in place of Sandhawk. I don't know how I feel about that still. I kind of miss Sandhawk though.
Mm, yeah. I was about to ask you that actually, how you feel about this whole Rondo coming to replace Sunhawk. I'm not sure it's something, I don't know, it's like an easy path for the teams when it comes to this esports scene. I mean, Rondo is where you can farm as many times as you'd like and no one will stop you, literally. Uh,
Exactly. But Tony from 23 Legion putting in a masterclass yet again. This is one of those players we do want to put our eyes on. GAMAX being put to the sword by Tony here. 23 Legion looking very, very, very diverse, as opposed to their counterparts. GAMAX did finish on top of that leaderboard for the semifinals, and again now getting eliminated. Your PMAC champions getting eliminated relatively very, very quickly. Looks like nobody is giving them any chance, any opportunity to one up them in this lobby. And that is not the way Gamax should be starting the finals.
it's a quite a big loss there. Going back to lobby this Ali, I mean, Gamax can do better. But if I'm being honest, if you watched from the qualifiers coming all the way to the semis, it's like they were just testing people because they were not really doing much. And then the last day, that's when you come and find them getting 10 kills, 15, getting a chicken dinner, backing that up. They were changing the game. But now I don't know if that's going to be the same case in the finals, because it's a little bit different. You can't just start testing the water and seeing which team are we going to be avoiding and which team is going to be giving us a hard time. I don't think that's something they will be doing, but we'll wait and see if that's going to be the case. But Asteria Esports, we do have Pookie in the building, a team that found their way in the finals in a very lucky way. But then we have Dose of War, third party as well, taking on a knock and a thrust on Elevate Logic. And now Fabian will be forced to take on a push, but Asteria Esports will be stopping him there. Asteria Esports is the team that is actually not team, but the sponsor is in that team, so they got their slots in the finals. And I cannot wait to see how they will, maneuver through this, seeing that these teams already understand each other. It's going to be a little bit different.
Too different for me, for my liking. Dose of War, already as the name entails here, they are trying to dose the opposition with Warframes here, 09 and 10. Again, this name thing is quite interesting. They run straight into the S12K, backs into the corner there. That will be a bad one. Asteria Esports on the front foot, trying to get an angle there, but doesn't work this time around. Dose of War on the front foot, but they do have a player knocked away. I believe that's number 9. And another one to sink. And that falls at the end of the Tommy gun there. 21 goes back into the lobby, but his teammates will follow through. ATL, not the way he would have liked that one, and he will be getting at the cursed end of the Tommy gun. My favorite SMG, by the way, chat. If you know me, you know ball. The Tommy gun has always been my favorite because it literally has no recoil. That is my favorite weapon. And the attachments, it doesn't need all those fancy attachments, just a vertical full grip and a suppressor, and you're ready to go. Interestingly enough, right, that gun didn't
Mm.
have it didn't have latch for a sight until later down the line. It never had a sight. It was just iron, if you wanted to aim downside, it would have been iron sight. But 4 kill getting killed off here. Franco back to the lobby as well, I believe. Again, interesting way for things to turn out in this final. These are the stronger teams getting eliminated early. Mitch, I'm pretty sure you did not expect this to be happening.
Of course, I did not. I mean, 4K, Fargas Mamoon, that name, oh my days. You have said it the whole time. And now they're the ones going back to lobby early together at GAMAX. That something is lacking. I'm not sure what. Either they're not ready or they're thinking. Everything they do right now is just not adding up, but it's totally fine. We have Team Unique as well, another team that is good. And it seems like they might just be going back to lobby as well a little bit too early, and it is not going to be a good look for Team Unique. 23 Legion back to back. They got Amar in the team. I don't know when Amar joined 23 Legion, but this has caused a lot of drama. I'm telling you, Amar, Hancho, if they come together, it becomes a beautiful synergy. And I cannot wait to see how they'll be performing up outside SSA. But for now, let's see if that's going to be the same thing for them. 6 eliminations already in the bag. They're still looking for more. They're trying to go in for that push. They're trying to farm as much as they can. But I'm yet to see what they can really do. I know 23 Legion can actually dominate. But even before we can talk about all this, Priest, you've seen what they're doing here in SSA. Do you think you're going to be having a new team representing us in this global stage, apart from GAMAX?
Apart from GAMAX, if I'm being
Yes,
honest,
now.
I think it boils down to, at this stage, I think it boils more down to experience than anything else. I think at GAMAX's experience at PMGC is just going to put them over the top as opposed to every other team, right? And but then in terms of raw firepower, 23 Legion might be the most powerful team on paper.
Mm-hmm.
Tony, Amar, that combination
Yeah.
is absolutely deadly. They are very, very vicious when it comes to, pressing forward and attacking positions. They are one of the strongest, if not the strongest teams on paper. But it's just that lack of, lack thereof, of, proper experience. And I think they still get emotional. Is they're still kind of like an emotional team at certain stages of
What do
competition.
you
I
mean
think,
emotional?
I think they get relatively very, very emotional. I think they're very emotional side. I think they've not achieved that level of calm or cool-headedness as opposed to a side like Gamax or, Pain, or even the likes of, Force Strength. Those teams are a little bit more level-headed than I would say 23 Legion is. But when it comes to like raw power, raw strength, taking your
Uh-huh.
4v4s, 1v1s. I think no team is better than 23 Legion. But, it takes a whole lot more than 4v4s and 1v1s, to be a champion. And that's just something that I believe maybe over time they will pick up on. But as for the time being, 23 Legion, they still have a little bit of an obstacle to climb. And we're going to see here in the SSA. I mean, this is a perfect opportunity for them, to start really nicely. 6 eliminations off the cusp, and it's Rondo. Zones not too far out from them. They can make something happen. Another team to also look out for is MVP Adrian, Ogre Potion, all of these guys, very, very solid team as well. But like I said, it is still relatively very early. It is game 1, and we're about to see
Mhm.
who is going to, turn this on its head. But I would pose a question to you though. If based off how some of these teams qualified into this stage, do you think that there's going to be a little bit of a difference how they approach the final, or do you think they're still going to stack on the same here? And I'm talking about teams like Team Unique because they barely made it in. So do you think they're going
Mhm.
to have a different strategy for the finals as opposed to how they played in the semifinals and all the stages that led up to this point?
Yeah, actually, I hope so. Not I know, but I hope so. Because Team Unique, you can see right now they're taking on Pain Africa, and they're trying to do as much as they can to be able to eliminate this team without being noticed. The thing is, Team Unique and Pain Africa have not really encountered each other, and now it's that time. And I believe it's going to be a little bit different for them. They might just be forced to change their whole play for this tournament. They need to figure out these other teams that they have not encountered. Some of them here never met. They are now meeting each other in the finals, and I think it will definitely affect how they perform overall throughout the whole stages today and tomorrow. Let's see how this goes. Team Unique loses Madman, and one player remains standing. That will be Unique Peach, waiting for Pain Africa. This will be a very painful loss. Again, like you said, the strong teams are going out a little bit early. We have already lost GAMAX 4 kill. Team Unique as well might just be joining them. And it's not going to be an easy thing here for Pitch, even to get away and try to get a recall. That will be hard. But a Kobe, he gets 2 players down. That will be Pain, Era, and Mafioso, leaving just 2 players standing. Quite low. Bernie and Venom, very much low. He can still go in for that push. He can try and get a clutch for us. And if he does this, that would be something new. But he's lagging. Oh, he's not lagging away. He goes in for that push. A couple of shots. But unfortunately, Pain, Africa, Bonnie will be taking Team Unique back to lobby. Again, quite unfortunate. Another strong team goes back to lobby a little bit too early in this game.
Way too early. Team Unique. I mean, would I call them a strong team though? Like right now, would you call them a strong team? As opposed to every other team here though, would we call Team Unique a strong team? Chad, what do you guys think? I'm
No, no, no.
curious
Listen,
though, Chad.
listen. They have experience. Listen, they found their way in PMSC, right? That does count. It means they can do something. They can, if they want to. They can.
Chad, is Mitch saying that Unique are not they don't want to be good? Is that
Yes,
what she's saying?
now.
Is that what she's saying? That
Yes,
they are
now.
choosing not to be good. I mean, who is that driving into the water though? Is that Pain or getting forced to make these bad calls? Again, this is something that I talked about. Getting forced to make bad calls by teams that are much, much more calm. And I talked about force strength. This is exactly why I like them. And again, it is so chaotic how they manage to hold these possessions. But it is always, you always have to respect those teams that know how to play positional games, know how to hold terrains, that don't necessarily need compounds, need buildings, need, all of these defensive lines. They create their own defensive lines. You can see how their vehicles are set up. Everything is set up in order for them to just get those eliminations and get it out the way and know that they can make a rotation. As you can see, holding up the northern side, now they can go across. The only problem with that position they have is the water in front. I don't think they can make it across with their vehicles, so it's going to be a little bit of an expensive decision for them right now. But Synthesis, another team that has been on my radar since I saw the performance in the semifinals, but this one is a little bit too late for them now, as they have run into the likes of Falling Ruthless. Vehicle goes up in flames there, not the way they were expecting to breach into the zone at this stage. Zeke and the rest of his team here, they're fighting on to hold on into this position. MLK, a grenade tossed straight on his head there. Can he dodge? He manages to dodge the first. Zaber gets knocked away. Another opportunity there to hold on, but Fallen Ruthless have been fighting on and on. We saw a little bit of it in the semifinals. They were struggling really hard in the 4v4s, and now you're starting to see exactly why. One, because again, trying to peek into the corner. He's exposed. Blue zone straight on him. He will not make it. It's GG's for him. He gets knocked away. Shakid going to be the last one left, but manages to have his teammate Swash just on the cusp there. Hopefully he will be able to get him picked up, but again, it is a little bit of a big cost, a big hit for the guys from Fallen Ruthless.
Yeah, they're losing a bit. A couple of players they have been taken out, but grenades are coming back to back from Shakid, and some of them still connecting. Shakid trying to get away there has been spotted by Zik. He does get some good damage on him, but then Shakid is kind of lucky. He goes away and avoids this fight. He might just be lucky enough to recall the teammates. We'll be waiting to see if that's the case. But Night Esports are getting pushed as well. Shakid passing by, and I think Shakid right now is making a very serious prayer, because you can see sprays literally everywhere as he passes by. On the Night Esports, they have Asteria right beneath them. Rock is waiting patiently, a grenade in his hand, looking for that Kobe. Pubg is looting away. He's not even concentrating in this fight. He needs something to continue the fight. I think grenades or something, but they're just looting. We have Shadow right above them, an FPP in the shotgun. It's gonna be a painful fight here if they're not really alert with this push. We have Shadow waiting patiently, trying to smoke out the area to blind the enemy, but they're not really falling for that push just yet. Asteria Esports is quite patient, but we have a grenade being cooked right where they are. I hope that grenade will do something. Otherwise, it will be a waste of the grenades there. Shakid still standing. I'm guessing he's looking for that recall, but I don't know if Shakid can do it. The recall might be tricky. The damage from the zone might be a lot. And Asteria Esports, you have Babayao is down. L trying to go in for the push. The teammates are blocking him, but he cannot stop just yet. He wants to get closer. They need these eliminations. They need to do something. Night Esports actually was eliminated. I don't know who did that, but it seems like they lost that fight, and Asteria Esports is still standing. 23 Legion making their rotations into that safe zone. They have been spotted by the Creatives. Oh, Creatives, by the way, is Rage Esports. Priest, you're saying I'm judging teams. Rage Esports, I think they can do something. They can do something against GAMAX. They can. Just listen. I know it. Just watch.
Oh. Okay. I mean, it's not up to me, right? It's up to them at the end of the day. But 23 Legion, good spot, good position. Shine will have his lights dimmed immediately there by Amar. 9 eliminations now for 23 Legion, and it's closer and closer right now. It is between them and Elevate. Elevate in a beautiful position, just holding up the northern side, and they do have a sight line deep into the valley position. 4 strengths go out in 9th place. They did manage to bag 3 eliminations on their way out, but Asteria also making a play for it. Front lines here, Foreign Ruthless down to a solo Shakid riding across there, might be getting blown away, hops out his vehicle. Surely it is going to be good night for him. Yes, at the hands of Amar yet again. Asteria making a play for it over to that northern side. Amar has a sightlines on them as they make their eliminations count even more. Hancho takes one as well. Slay Z takes a hit, and he is going to be a very tricky position for Asteria to break the lines there, and Babayako plays behind them as well. What a grenade onto Klaus. And that is a big question for 23 Legion to answer. That's an opening for them. Pookie is waiting and biding time here. ATL bleeding out. No pressure for 23 Legion here unless Asteria wants to invite some going forward, and they might. Honcho hops out immediately as well. Bilal plays off the left-hand side, tries to apply some more of that pressure, but it's not looking like it's going to be any good. Amar still knocked away though. This could be a major turning point for Asteria if they can manage to make their way up. The play zone is not favorable for them either way. Elevate just up top, and I talked about their position. They're utilizing it right now. Elevate, they're adding more and more. Logic has the angles here to cause a lot of danger. Synthesis also in the mix there. Klaus getting knocked away. DBS straight to the score, but Zeke immediately feels the heat as Tony sends him back into the lobby as well. Elevate looking like they might snatch this one away, Mitch.
Yeah, they're actually putting on a lot of pressure there on Asteria Esports. Baba Yako is also trying to cook up some grenades. Pookie, very patient. We cannot see him doing anything. And his teammate, he goes down and the grenades are still coming. Thugger, another player that was bought, and I'm yet to see what he can actually do there. But we have Logic. They want to go in for that push. Pookie trying to do something. But Logic, with a better position, does get the last player. That is Pookie from Asteria back to lobby. Now, 4 teams remain standing. 23 Legion cooking up grenades. Balalal goes down. I don't know why he changed his name from Palabala, but he's fine. We have Tony is going in for that push there. We have a grenade being cooked up. If it's a good one, it's going to be a Kobe. But Tony is still moving around looking for those grenades, and the nades are still coming in there. Astra Creatives, that is Lazy, is still trying to survive. They're getting that revive on his not teammate, but unfortunately, that will not be an easy task. A grenade is in his hands. Lazy is looking for more Kobe's, but luckily for them, Elevate is giving them some backup from the back. They have been able to get a knock on Klaus. Tony is still trying to cook up some grenades. Slay's been able to get that revive. They have their numbers back up. Astra Creatives, the last 3 teams are 23 Legion, another 2v2 here. Grenade still coming hot from Slazy. It is not stopping just yet. Another grenade in his hand. We have again Balalal gets knocked there. Slazy has a grenade in his hand. The damage is good. Slazy can get the knock. The first one goes down. Klaus holding a grenade as well, looking for another Kobe. The net goes in, but Slazy will be getting an amazing wipe there on 23 Legion. Now, I don't know about you, but this is the RIZZ Sports we know.
Absolutely. Elevate, take that chicken dinner, well deserved. And I said it earlier on, that position that they held just up north, keeping their angles very, very tight and having the intel to advance their positions at the right moment. That is what a champion is made of. Beautiful performance. Now, this is a team I can say, yeah, they got it like that. This is a very good, very solid performance. Again, this is more of a transitional based team, though. This is a team that knows how to win games, not necessarily pack eliminations. This is one of those teams. These are the teams I like to watch. The teams that do like to win games. They know how to win games. They know how to position themselves in such a way that they will win games. They will not get you 20 elims. They won't get you 15 eliminations all the time or consistently, but they will win you games. And these are the types of teams I love to enjoy watching. Chicken dinner match number 1, day number 1 of the finals of the SSA Clash. Big shout out to Elevate. That is how you put in a masterclass of positional awareness. And take a look at that. As expected, they got us those nice comfy 12 eliminations. Chicken dinner, nothing too crazy. I think that still puts them in the number 1 spot. The only thing is, it's always going to be a fun watch when you have teams that play like this, and then you have teams like 23 Legion as well inside of the same lobby. That is what finals are made of, and that is what you love to watch. So yeah, that is pretty much how you kick off the first game.
Yep, that is actually true. Getting 12 films, it is an easy one. I mean, we have seen people going all out in Rondo. I don't know how I think the strategy, they're thinking about hot drop, then later, I don't know what they do, but getting 20 is a lot. Looking at the match summary, we have 76 elims, a total heal of 8,311, 82 knocks, 7 grenade elims, 33 assists, and no vehicle elimination for now. That means people are not feeling Vin Diesel in this game, but that's totally okay. But looking at the knocks there, a lot has happened in this game. A lot of pressure has been applied. Looking at the team head-to-head, we have Elevate and 23 Legion, 12 elims on Elevate, with 20 Legion at 13, but the damage there is a 24-34 on 20 Legion, and Elevate having a damage of 1,901. Looking at the knocks on Elevate side, 9 and 4 Legion, 30 knocks in total, still amounting to the total eliminations they got, meaning every knock they got, they made sure they had to confirm it. But for Elevate, on the other hand, they got a couple of knocks, but their limbs are a bit higher. Total heals on Elevate at 1256, while that for Legion at 732 heals in total. I mean, 23 Legion almost cooked in this game, almost cooked. But our MVP for the first day, first match in the finale, is none other than 23 Amar. 6 eliminations. 5 knocks on him, healing at 75, the damage of 842. This is something I'd expect from Amar. He's quite known for getting the MVP with alongside a couple of players, Madman. But let's see if he's going to be able to maintain that MVP slot by the time the finale for SSA is done, and we'll see where he lies.
Yeah, I mean, kicking things off strong, Amar in the front lines, 6 eliminations. No surprise to me. Fabian is also in the mix here with 5 eliminations, shared across the board with Tony and Slay Z. I would have loved to see Tony's photo though. Production,
Hmm.
production, do something about that. Tony, we're gonna take away all your points if you don't have a photo. Trust me, that's what we do. Because I know for sure PMNC will not go for this. I know for sure they will
Yeah.
never go for this. But sure, I mean, we kick PMNC kicks off in what, like 2 days. You see,
Yep.
Tony, your photo better come outside. But Fabian in the mix there, 5 eliminations. Paradox, yes, Paradox, well known player. 4 eliminations, 600 damage on the cusp. Very, very solid performance. 20 minutes on the clock across the board, except for Mar. That's 2 minutes short. But they still had an amazing performance nonetheless. Top players. I think this list is going to change as the games go by. I think a couple of things are going to happen here, but it's something to look out for. 22 points in total for Elevate, 23 Legion with 18 Astra Creatives. Okay. There's Astra and then there's Asteria Esports.
Uh-huh. Mm.
Okay, that makes sense now. Because I know I saw the Asteria logo and I was like, I know this. I know these guys. I don't know if they're African though, but I know them.
Mm.
Synthesis is also in top six with 6 points. 5 4 4 and Rootless, 4 apiece for RIZZ Sports, Pain and MVP Night. Night Esports, Team Unique, 4 Strength, and Tribe Warriors. Oh yeah, totally forgot Tribe Warriors, the only Nigerian team that is here. Congratulations to them. GAMAX and 4Kill Esports with 1 point apiece. No coffee, no cough on this mic.
I beg, I'm sorry. Ah,
Yo, you're even saying I beg like Nigerians now. Oh my days, man. Oh my
no,
days.
listen, listen. Even Kenya
Yo,
has
yo,
only
yo.
one team, Fallen
Mm.
Ruthless.
Hmm. Oh yeah,
It's
that's true.
fine.
Falling Ruthless. Yeah. What happened to the other guys? What's their name? Those guys, man. Death Duels Kenya, innit? Yeah, yeah. Nothing for them now. Nothing for them. Yeah.
Mm.
Well, Elevate, 22 points on the good. 22 with a 2.2 just came back from a long hiatus. Rondo, first map of the day, first game claimed. We're expecting more action in Erangel for match number 2, ladies and gentlemen. It is the SSA Clash Finals, and we are going to have a banger of a game nonetheless. But I am excited, and I hope you're all excited as well to be on with me and Mitch. We're having a blast. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Put the content out there. It is SSA Clash. It's PUBG Mobile Action. Match 1 done. We'll join you after the break for match number 2. It's Erangel time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. It is the SSA Clash, the grand finals. It is Priest and Mitch is here with me. We just had our first game. Mitch, what are your thoughts? Are you expecting to see more of the same?
Nah, I'm not expecting anything like game one. That was game one, and everyone was breathing. So maybe right now they're seated and they're done breathing. They're thinking of what to do next now.
Well, so many different ways for this to play out. We're gonna have our first Erangel for the finals, and this is where the real test of tactical abilities and tactical know-hows for teams is going to be coming out, and I am excited to see who's going to take this game, because the team that usually wins the first Erangel tends to do really well in a final. This is something that I'm just mentioning to you guys in the chat for you to know. So take note, take a real mental note of whoever wins this game. They tend to usually do well, but hey, don't take it from me. You see it yourself. But for those of you that say
No.
we're glazing in the chat, for those of you that say we're glazing in the chat, man, we're not glazing. We're just speaking facts. Mitch, are we not speaking facts? We're speaking facts, right?
Yes, now we're speaking facts, and it's something that is there. I mean, we know the players that have been dominating for the longest time. We know the teams that have also been dominating the scene for a while. But I mean, if they say we're glazing, Priest, I can talk about a new team, four kill. And that, I don't know how that will sound, because four kill is also giving us a lot to talk about. And it's the first time I'm seeing them actually in the Africa scene. I guess they were playing on the other side of Mina, but now that Mauritania is part of Africa, I'm guessing we'll see a lot of four kill now, and I'm expecting Marmun has to do something. I've never said a name that much. He needs to do something. Then now we can have someone else to talk about other than Amar, Tony, Hancho, Madman, Shiva. Those names I'll stop for today.
Yeah, I don't know about your chat. That's all Mitch, though. I'm still gonna talk about Amar, unless I'm gonna talk about him if he's cooking, if he's
Hey,
dropping
you
a
want to glaze
stinker.
people?
If he's talking, if he's cooking, if he's dropping a stinker, I will talk about him. If he's Tony, the same, I will talk about them regardless, because they move the needle, and that is something that I love about the African region. The players that are going to move the needle, you will start seeing it from the first game. But now, I do have a little bit of in intel from 4Kill. They were in La Coupe d'Africaine, I believe, last season, and they did have a pretty solid performance, if I'm not mistaken. I think that was the first time I saw them. Another team I was expecting to see here was, I don't know if you guys remember, I think it's Regnum X or something like that.
Mm,
Yeah, those guys, they were pretty decent. I think they were like Senegalese or something along those lines, but I can't really keep up, with the way, players move to teams and stuff like that. I wish we had like an accurate transfer market, or,
man,
intel along those lines. I think Inside Africa was doing something like that, but I think, maybe they haven't just updated their database or something. But I wish we had something like that, because I know well the Asian ecosystem has that. I think they are American as well. They really keep up to date with who transfers where, who goes where, what team is this now. Those kinds of things. If not if we're talking about Astra Creatives, right? We know that Astra Creatives is like Ghanaian, right? That's like a
no,
Ghanaian
oh,
organization.
damn,
That's a
I'm
Ghanaian
confusing.
organization.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
Astra
yeah, yeah,
Creatives is
yeah,
a
yeah.
Ghanaian organization, but with
Yes,
players
now.
from, but they kind of like acquired the, we all know what happened there, but we're not
I
really talking about what happened there, but we all know what happened there, and it's fun, right? Because that's where we're at now, where
yeah.
organizations can do that, in the African ecosystem. So that's also progress. I mean, I know what it's like. I've been a top of an organization myself, so I know exactly what it feels like, and to be in charge of players, to acquire another roster, things like that. So it moves the needle just a little bit further, shows a little bit of, individualism and, collectivism as an organization too. So it's something very, very solid. But
Mm.
another team we also have to keep our eyes out on is also Tribe Warriors, right? These guys have been very, very consistent. They have been very good up until this final, and it looks like Pain will be setting their sights on Dose of War. Again, I'm not sure why we still have teams, sharing drops at this stage, but I guess that's just what it is. Nobody's going to give up their drop for anyone.
Yeah, of course, of course. But I'm even surprised Asteria is not here because this is kind of their home. Every tournament they play, they end up landing in Pochinki. But I think now in SSA, they have to rethink their strategies and where they're actually going to be landing. Pain Africa, a team that I've never seen them change. I think Pain Africa 23, okay, 20 Legion has added someone, but these two teams, I've not seen them change at all. And they actually have one manager. So I'm kind of, asking a lot of questions on how he's managing the two and all that. I don't know how to manage teams and I don't want to do it. I'm not priest. But if I look at the teams, I think they're doing a good job. Do you know Asteria is the team that represented Kenya in Morocco? If you can remember,
Was
it's
that their name?
no. It was N8, the N8 Warriors.
Mm. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
this
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
young
yeah, yeah,
Indian,
yeah,
the young Indian
yeah,
boys. Yes,
yeah, yeah,
yes,
yeah.
those
I
ones.
remember. Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah, I
this is now
recall.
them again
Oh,
acquired. You keep on saying acquired.
yeah. I mean, that's the word. That's the word we use, right?
They have been acquired by Asteria Esports, and I cannot wait to see how they do. So we can actually say we have two teams from Kenya and then one from Nigeria. I don't know what changed there. I don't know how teams like Team Pride did not make it. Team Pride is a whole new lineup for Nigeria,
Yeah.
and I
Okay.
don't know
Hold
how they
on.
did not
Hold
make
on.
it.
Hold on. I don't know why you're
What
talking
now?
about Nigerian teams though. Like, why are you talking about Team Pride?
Well,
Why are you
one
talking
team,
about Team Pride though?
one
Like, what?
team.
What are you saying? Like, what are you saying that for? What are you saying Team Pride for? Like,
Listen,
what are
Team
you saying Team Pride
Pride
for?
lineup, man, they were dominating. I don't know what happened in the semis. What happened? That's my question.
I mean, I think, I think they were just they had a lot of technical difficulties because I realized for the semifinals they played like a like 3 man for the majority of the games. So I guess that's just what happened. So I guess they just got caught out. Unfortunately, it's one of those things. But I do expect I do expect them to perform better in PMNC when the time comes. We'll keep our eyes peeled on that one. Nonetheless, so guys, don't forget to like the stream as well. You're watching the SSA Clash Grand Finals, big games all night long. PUBG Mobile action at its finest, and we still have 16 teams. We still
Imagine.
have 16 teams. First zones out.
Crazy.
I think we've only lost one player from Dose of War in all of this, and it looks like Elevate now will be on the shorter end of the stick. I think it's Shiro that gets a knock somewhere somehow on the guys from Night Esports. I think they could be in a little bit of trouble here, but I think they do manage to get their angles right. Elevate could be in a spot of bother here, but they manage to escape. Owing to the fact that they cover their bases, and again, Thugger will take that one upon himself, and Rock will be sent back into the lobby. Again, if you are going to initiate an engagement, you have to make sure that you're protected at least to some degree. Number 9, back to the lobby as well. Bonnie's the one that makes a quick work of that one. Dose of War getting a dose of 5.56s, and that will be the end of the road for them. Back into the lobby they will go. First team that have been escorted back at the hands of Pain. And Pain, once again, will be the Kings of Pachinki.
Yep, that is not even news to me, honestly. Sometimes I look at Pain Africa and I just question a lot of things. But again, we have PMNC almost starting, and I cannot wait to see how teams like Pain Africa will perform. My eyes, I have so many teams, guys. I don't want to jinx you now, but I have a list of teams that I'll be observing because I need to know what they can actually do. But of course, GAMAX, we have them creeping in where we have Astra Creatives, Pew Pew, Balalal. That name is Balalal. Lal.
Yeah, I'm just gonna call him Bala because I'm not even sure why they be doing all that. Why they be
It's
doing
so
all that? They
bad.
keep forgetting that we have to say these names, though. Like they keep forgetting that we have to say these names.
The question is, how did Pala Bala become Bala la la la? What is ah?
Like
Anyway, Pala Bala
exactly,
is
like
fine.
yeah. I mean, they
if
keep
if you
forgetting that we're
wanted,
gonna
you should
call
have
these
done
names.
something easy for real. Not that.
Yeah, man. They don't care about us, man. Whenever they change their names, they don't be thinking about us. They don't be thinking about Mitch. They don't think about Mitch. Oh, how is Mitch gonna say my name? They don't think about
Yes.
that. They don't think about it. Just change it all willy nilly. They don't care. And just like Tribe Warriors putting in the work, Kyrios immediately getting an angle here. Again, Tribe Warriors putting BTA onto the guys from MVP. Ogre's been spotted there. They know him. They've spotted him. They know he's vehicle out in the open. Spray into the top draw there. That will be another one biting the dust. Tribe Warriors. Faker almost getting knocked away there. Adrian going down and sent back into the lobby, I believe. Clips also going to follow through. That's a fantastic grenade. Just goes off to the side there, bounce off onto the corner, and that will be clean. A clean finish there from Tribe Warriors. And as expected, this is much better from them. 4 eliminations. They've eliminated MVP. They have a very good position in the zone. It's only up from here.
Yep. I mean that was quite easy. I didn't even see much happening. I just saw a team MVP being wiped by the Tribe Warriors. But Tribe Warriors, this name, they also acquired Faker. I'm not gonna say that again. They bought Faker, or rather recruited Faker, and it has been a good thing for them. So I hope they're going to be maintaining that lineup for now, and then maybe we'll see more of Nigeria in the other tournaments. But GAMAX, we have RIZZ Esports being able to sport GAMAX right on top of that hill. RIZZ Esports, not seen much of them just yet, but I'll be waiting. Maybe they're cooking up something. Night Esports also creeping in, almost in the same compound around farm. So they will be engaging sooner or later because right now Shiro is down on RIZZ Master's spray. So probably they will be encountering each other. They will have Haki trying to go in for that push. Master is probably calling for some backup. The damage is good. He cannot really go on, but two players are already down, and the teammates finally go in for that push. Haki and his teammate Ragnar ready to take on the team. A DBS in his hand. The revive is yet to take place, but you can do something. Clutch there has a grenade in his hand. I don't see them trying to do much just yet, waiting for that opportunity to go in for that push. Night Esports, I'm not sure if they have anyone there because I can only see knocked players and no one is there to give them any revive just yet. GAMAX still holding, doesn't want to engage. I don't know if their strategy is changing right now, but I think they're coming in slow now. I think they're playing more of GAMAX. They're slow, waiting for the fight, and then maybe we'll see a lot of action coming from their side in the near future. But if you've noticed something, Priest, Baby is usually scouting, but today I cannot see Baby in the game. So who's doing the scouting for the team?
Well, I think it's still early to call. It's always going to be very difficult to keep up to track with who's doing what in each team, especially in the final. Roles can be changed, roles can be reversed as well. So I want to keep my eyes peeled on how they perform overall before I make any kind of assessment. I mean, maybe by the end of today's games, then I'll get a little bit of a clearer picture. But right now, RIZZ Sports, they're looking pretty good. I also realized that they were pretty decent in the semifinals, so I was looking forward to seeing
Mm-hmm.
how they will perform going forward at this stage of the tournament as well. 4K Esports is another team that I think they are much more. They're also very, very tactically sound. Also, going to keep my eyes on them as well. But for the most part, right now, I want to see something different, and I might start seeing something different. 4K setting their sights on 23 Legion. Amar getting knocked away out in the open. Do they want to commit to this? I don't know if that's going to be a wise call because Tony has the off angle here. Could be a spanner in the works. here for AST, and again, it could be dangerous. Tony spits outside. That was a wrong
Oh.
decision to make. Pew Pew goes down immediately, and Tony will send him back into the lobby. Warnings. It is all about getting warned. They have been warned, and they have been warned the hard way. Amar survives the onslaught. 4 kill. Do they want to commit? I don't think they will. I think they will play this from a distance because they know for a fact that there are enemies around in every single position. 23 Legion, they will host up in the south and hold their position and gather as much intel as they can before they can make any sort of advancements going forward. But as it stands, we're talking about Tribe Warriors earlier, right? And
Mm-hmm.
the fact that they have Faker now. If you
Yeah.
were if you were to get a player like Faker, right, what do you think his transfer fee would be, or his signing bonus? Well, for a player like that, what would
Nah.
you
No. No. Don't do this. Don't do this. Please. In public, don't do this, please. I'm even begging you. But wait, before you can say a lot, it seems like GAMAX Esports finally have been able to do something, and that is be quite aggressive right now. Grenades going towards Fallen Ruthless. A couple of players are down, but will be encountering Swashi's S12K, but he goes down as well, and that will be on Devil's DBS. Now, last player remains standing. That is a Rashiano, who's not even that close to his team. There's nothing much he can do right now. Your team is basically gone.
Whoa.
Getting here, trying to get some revive, or even clutch. Gamax might just be close to impossible, but Rashiano is not stopping. He's still driving away. He's trying to get closer. He wants to do something for the team. So take one for the team. Totally okay. No one will ask you about it, but be very strategic about it. Seems like Rashiano is not going to be able to do much right now, seeing that he ditched his buggy and wants to engage from the open field. Gets fast knock. Reverb, you picked too much, and Rashiano does not miss. Rashiano has a very good spray. We have seen this before, and he's making sure to go with one player before he can be eliminated by GAMAX Esports. Now he has to be really careful though. Just breathe, take your time before he can continue. Right now, GAMAX is down 2 players. 2 of them remain standing, Kuza and Devil. We might be seeing a little bit of a new combination right now. I've not seen Kuza Devil gameplay in a while, but I'll be waiting to see how they actually take on the last fight, seeing that they're the only people standing. Now, Priest, I'm not going to be putting money on players. Please. I will avoid until the game comes to an end. There's no way, man. Come on. Relax.
Fairs, 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 fairs. I mean, but nonetheless, falling ruthless. Again, for me, they have really struggled in close quarters against other teams. Owing to the fact that Russian is still very much alive here, but there's only so much you can do from that distance with that intel. Balal getting knocked away again, getting caught by Klaus at that range. What a spray that was! And somehow Klaus manages to get away with that from deep, deep inside the blue zone. He manages to skim his way through and get a drop on. 2 eliminations now for 23 Legion as they advance into the zone coming in from the eastern side. This is an opportunity for them to turn things around. Topsy getting a knock on Peach here. Team Unique feeling the heat one after the other. RIZZ Sports also in the mix. They do have a little bit of an angle there to cover, but it could be a little bit more expensive there as GAMAX pulled out of his vehicle. Devil had no idea that the gates of hell were so close, and Hayder will send him all the way back. Tribe Warriors. What a spray that was. Hayder putting in PTA, and that might be another one to bite the dust there, but Faker not enough for him as he's holding on. Another grenade flying over the top there. 23 Legion feeling the brunt here from 4 kill on all sides. Tribe Warriors also want a piece of the action as well. Kyrios gets another angle there. 23 Legion in trouble. Honcho has been knocked away. Klaus in trouble as well. That's a fantastic grenade. And Tony almost getting knocked away there. Top C also in the smoke, out of the shield of vision, but he spotted as well. Another spray and another grenade over the top. Tony still knocked away. Can they get him picked up? It's 2 men left for 23 Legion. Tony in trouble as he's trying his absolute best to fight the angles there. Amar is going to be the last one now to hold it on, and he does manage to spray through. Hayder goes immediately getting swept over the other lines there, and Top C will be sent back into the lobby, and 23 Legion will somehow survive this onslaught.
Wow, that was an amazing, amazing fight to witness. Breathtaking. I mean, 23 Legion there, Amar. I don't know how people do this phrase. Hey, I'm just a noob. But honestly, I am impressed with how the teams are taking these fights. You talked about emotions, composure, all this is coming to play. You can see all the pressure coming from different angles. But somehow 23 Legion Amar was able to keep his cool and try as much as possible to survive. Something he has already done. He's still standing, can get a couple of more points for his team. So let's see if that is going to be the case or it's going to be a very hard time going from now. But for now, Astra Creatives, the two players remain standing for them as well. 4Kill Esports, two players as well, Fargas and Sals, who's trying to get some fight here on Asteria. But they're still very much close. Fargas also closing in on him. They want to, get a lot going on. Basically, try and survive in this shock. But Asteria is losing players. That zone Pubg gets stolen because that's a free kill. And we have another player being spotted as well. Very much low. The zone might just be able to get the knock here. And it does exactly that. And Sal's almost in the elimination. But L was just able to thrust himself a little bit first. Now, with that zone is about to close in, we're going into a very damaging zone, and now every team has to make their way into that safe zone. 4Kill Esports still lurking by the edges of the zone, trying to gatekeep the teams here, but they only have Night Esports passing by, and someone gets knocked off that vehicle. That will be Night Esports player Shadow. These sprays are becoming too common. It seems like the players have been practicing for this, and we just didn't know about it.
We definitely probably did not know about how much effort these teams have put in. Team Unique, well, putting in that work. Elevate in trouble again. Thugger and Logic, I believe the last two left, doing their absolute best to hold on there. Cash with a beautiful angle. Ruccini down on the ground floor there. He spotted immediately. The S12K will put him out of his misery as that grenade goes off in his hands there. That will be another one to bite the dust there. Kaish peeked out a little bit too long, and Amar will make him pay for it immediately. 4 eliminations for 23 Legion. The play zone not favorable enough. He will have to advance. 4 strength on the other side, trying to backtrack through the northern side and hold the zone as well. Moon trying to get as much intel as possible on Amar's position. Amar will have to move through the lines there. Hopefully he doesn't get spotted. But Team Unique, they have to play together. And here comes Lil Boy now, making the play, making the angles. Here they come. Force ring into the corner. Lil Boy gets the first one. Dropped away. Yes, 12K. Backs into the right-hand side. And that will be a job well done for 4 strength. Peach goes down as well, and that will be another one going down. Team Unique having no idea what just fell upon them, but it is 4 strength, and their strength is too much, and we've seen this before. Sal's playing through 4 kill as well, sight lines over to the hill. It is too difficult for them to make this play. It costs way too much, but are they willing to pay the price? Asteria still very much in the conversation here. Thunder, can he make it lightning in this corner as well? That's a fantastic grenade for Madman over the top. Salzi gets knocked away. Fargas, the last one left for 4 kill. Can he kill? Can he do anything? He's not even moving a muscle. There's so much chaos in and around that position from 4 strength, and his teammates Babayako is taking so much damage, but he manages to hold on just a little bit longer. But 4 strength, this is arguably their game, Mitch.
I mean, amazing plays here from 4 strength. I was expecting to see more of them, and they're actually doing that. They are trying to dominate as much as they can. For Asteria Esports, they have Babayako. Please, Kenyans will be very happy with your pronunciation for Babayako. You're doing a good job. So Babayako right now is basically maintaining. I don't think he wants to move just yet. They have very little zone on their side. They have to keep on moving. The players from 4 strength, that is Lil Boy. They're trying to get closer. They're on 4 kill, and someone has been spotted. Some sprays there. We have one of the teammates already goes down. 4 kill, last player Fargas is not moving. I'm guessing he's just gonna give the zone the kill, but he's trying to heal up there, trying to do some healing battle with the zone. But it's gonna be a very hard battle to win. I mean, the zone is just a little bit better than you. But of course, looking at the grenades there from 4 strength, Moon is looking for a Kobe, and it actually connects in Team Unique. will be eliminated as well if just two teams standing. I don't know why Fargas is still healing outside the zone, but this game is officially done. There's nothing Fargas can do. A whole team is right here waiting for him, and just like that, an easy winner chicken dinner for the four strengths. That was an easy chicken, honestly. Fargas was trying to do something there, but I don't think that would have worked for him, even though he was really giving it his best shot against the zone.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. Again, this performance, this is one of those teams that I mentioned, right? Tactically, they're pretty solid. They are very solid tactically. They know how to finish games. This is one of those teams, again, that knows how to win games. They will not do the 20 elims, 15 elims, all that flashy stuff. But when it comes to winning games, they will win games. And like I said, Elevate, Force Strength. These are the teams that I mentioned. Like, these are teams that I know for a fact this is how they play. They are more interested in winning games, and they will win games comfortably, keep all of their players alive into the final third. It is very, very consistent. Cuse, off Lil Boy and Moon putting in the work there. 8 eliminations, chicken dinner, not too much of a hassle, getting the job done. And now they have to be consistent, going into the next couple of games.
Yeah, they have to try their best, and I mean their absolute best to stay as consistent as possible. But it's good to see Force Strength coming in and making Madagascar happy with this play. I mean, 8 eliminations, chicken dinner, well played for them. It is the second game. It could go a long way. They just have to try as much as possible to maintain this. Otherwise, it will not be an easy night for them. The match summary in game 2: 56 elims in total, a healing of 7,964, 59 knocks, 8 grenade eliminations, and 22 assists in the game. Seems like the knocks will be more than the limbs, but only 3 of them got revived, so nothing much really happened there. But again, a very intense match, and we have actually enjoyed how the teams have decided to maneuver and survive in this game. Looking at the head-to-head, Force Strength and Team Unique, 8 elims on Force Strength with 10 on Team Unique. A total damage of 1,912 on Team Unique, with Force Strength dealing a damage of 1,684. 8 knocks for Force Strength, confirming them with eliminations. And for Team Unique, they have 12 knocks and they're only able to confirm 10 eliminations. The heals on a Team Unique at 486, while that of Force Strength at 534 healing in this game. I mean, the two teams here were on a very good head-to-head battle here, but Team Unique seems to have done a lot of damage overall in this match, even though they were not able to get a chicken dinner and they died to a very beautiful Kobe coming from 4 strength. Our MVP, game 2, we have 4S Moon getting 6 eliminations, dealing a damage of 874, 4 knocks, and healing 208. That is a well played game for Moon here. 6 elims, getting the same number of elims as Amar in the previous game. So there's going to be a very good head-to-head battle here when it comes to MVP, and I cannot wait to see how it plays out. But for match 2, you have Madman coming in second there with 6 elims as well. Taga at third with 4. We have Kairos fourth with 3 elims, and then fifth we have Tribe Warrior player Hader with 3 eliminations as well, finding his way up in the top players for this game. So again, it will be changing. Seems like Madman is finally creeping in. So let's see how he will be ranked after we check the top MVPs from the first 2 games.
18 points for 4 strength. Chicken dinner and 8 eliminations puts them just a little bit above Team Unique there, who did have 10 eliminations, 15 points to the good. 4 kill with 10 points overall. Pain, Elevate, Tribe Warriors, and ASTERIA Esports all sharing 7 points apiece. 23 Legion with 5, Synthesis with 4, GAMAX with 3 points. Someone in chat said RJC finished. Nasty work, bro. Nasty work. RIZZ Esports in 11th place with 2, ASTRA Creatives in 12th place with 2 as well, Night Esports with 1, Dose of War MVP and Fallen Ruthless, no points on the board for them. It's unfortunate that these 3 teams couldn't secure any points on the board just yet. But, 2 games down, 2 more to go. It is still anyone's game up until the final third. But Amar still leads the charge in the overall MVP race with 7 eliminations tied at the hip there with Madman. Tony is also in the conversation. Slazy is now in the mix with Moon as well. Like I said, this list is going to change a lot today, and that's what I'm looking forward to. Let's see who's going to finish strongly. But now, post match 2, what does the leaderboard actually look like? Who is leading and what does it feel like? Well, Elevate, that chicken dinner, and that performance from game 2 still puts them just a little bit ahead above the rest. 23 Legion still maintaining that second place position with 23 points, but not too far away from 4 strength. Team Unique with 18 as well. ASTERIA with 16 tied with ASTRA Creatives in 5th and 6th place. 4Kill in 7th place, tied with 11 points with Pain Africa in the top 8. On the bottom half of that leaderboard, Synthesis leads the charge with 10. In 9th place, Dose of War tied with 9 points in 10th place, and with Tribe Warriors as well. RIZZ ESPORTS with 6, Fallen Ruthless also with 5 in 13th place, and GAMAX, Night Esports, and Team MVP sharing 4 apiece. You would be surprised to see the position that GAMAX is in right now. But if there's anything, experienced teams will always find a way to make it happen. But right now, 2 games down, 2 more to go. We are heading into Miramar for game number 3. 4 strengths just took the first chicken dinner in the Erangel game, and we already know how dominant it can get from here. But that is what we love to see, ladies and gentlemen. It is the SSA Clash Finals. Right after the break, we'll be back from Miramar. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. It is the SSA Clash. It is the grand finals. and I know you've all had a blast with me and Mitch. 2 games down, two more to go. We're about to head into Miramar, the desert map. Brand new strategy, brand new, different set of things. Mitch, what are your expectations?
I'm hoping GAMAX Esports does a comeback. That's the only thing I'm hoping right now, because it's crazy seeing where they are. It's heartbreaking now. But my expectation for this game is nothing. I am just tired of the disappointments. I just need to enjoy the game, just like the viewers. But of course, I want to ask them, for the viewers as they watch the live stream, as you guys look at the teams as they're playing, which team do you think is going to be winning SSA by tomorrow? What are your top three picks? I would ask Priest, but he has a very dangerous caster's curse, and I'm not doing that to any team tonight.
Of all people to say I have a dangerous caster's curse, it's you. You of all people. Sure, sure. Of all people to tell me that I have a dangerous caster's curse. It's you, Mitch, that's telling me that.
It's
Sure,
good to say the
sure thing,
truth.
sure
It's
thing,
good to say the
sure thing.
truth.
But what you said was you're tired of getting disappointed. Who has been disappointing you?
Yes. Gamax. I just don't know. I know they can do more. Also, I'm just gonna go with Fallen Ruthless as well. I'm expecting a lot from them, but for some reason it's not doing it, and it's just too disappointing. It's disappointing me. My chest hurts. They need to do something.
Okay. Well, I think this is the game. I think this is the game that Gamax finally steps up to the plate. I think this is the game.
You
I think they've
think
just. I think yeah. I think this is the game. I think they've just been testing the waters and they figured out what's
which
what.
water?
I think they've just been testing out the water. I mean, this is a team that topped the semifinals. It wasn't like a fluke thing, so they know exactly what they need to do, and they are already doing that. MVP are going to be the first of many, as they've already started to take hits. And it's Shiva putting in a masterpiece performance with my favorite weapon. Guys, I'm telling you, the Tommy gun is the new meta. If you don't have it, get it now. It is no more DBS. Tommy gun all the way. Clips
No,
has gotten picked up. Yes. What do you know? You don't know anything.
I'd beat you in a 1v1. I know that for sure.
Mm, chat. If we stream 1v1 me versus Mitch, are you guys going to watch?
You'll be embarrassed. But yeah, whatever makes you happy.
Okay, for sure. MVP though, can they keep Gamax at bay? Doesn't look like they can. It is a 4 versus 2. Clips barely has any HP left. He's trying to Adrian is trying to get a little bit of a top angle there in that corner, but can't seem to find it. Unfortunately, Adrian, no vest. You're gonna get dropped
Eh,
any time of the week, and that will be the end of the road. How did they lose Devil here though?
probably he was looking at something and the game just happened. I don't know. It just happened. But they'll do okay. They'll do okay. I'm not sad tonight. They've done something. Looking at Team Unique and Asteria Esports, Peach is quite low. Last player standing, going in for that, but she does actually get Baba Yako, but he's not able to get the task just yet. The players from Asteria are trying to get closer. Baba Yako is almost getting
Mm,
thirsted,
fell for
but
the
will
bait.
he'll be getting cover from his team? Oh, what? Priest, I will tell you now. And listen very carefully. Do you see the player that is knocked? Do not say that name out loud. I'm begging you. For your own sanity, don't say that name. You will say
mm.
it, you will be made into a meme and they will use it. Don't say it. Huh.
Hmm.
Please. Huh?
Hmm.
I'm warning you.
But nah, you need to tell me what it means. You need to tell me what that means. Because
Ask
I know it means
Indians.
something. I know it means something diabolical. I'm sure. I'm sure it does. I'm sure it does. I
It
learned a
does.
lot. I learned a lot when I was in Nairobi though. I learned a lot. I learned a
Ah,
lot. Yeah. I learned a lot. I learned a
don't
lot.
say.
Mm. Okay,
Don't
okay. Well, I'm going to take Mitch's advice, and I'm not going to say whatever that means. But it's something I learned. If there's something I learned, is I know that they can in Nairobi they do be saying a lot of things. They do be doing a lot of things over there as well. So don't worry, guys. Don't worry,
eh,
Chad. I know. I know.
that's a
I've
lie.
learned. I've learned. But Payne, on the other hand, have they learned anything in these past couple of games? Though they've put some points on the board, but currently sitting in eighth place, not the best place to be right now. Team Unique, also one of the teams that have been eliminated relatively too early. Yo, Mitch, I was playing like 2 days ago, and I had someone that had the McLaren skin, like that skin, the one we just saw, right? On
Mm.
on their buggy, and then I was able to drive it. And I realized why you guys spend all this money. It was so fun. It's like the vehicle just feels different when that skin is on, dog. I'm like, isn't this the same buggy I be driving? But trust me,
No,
it
no, no.
just felt
You,
different, man.
you just got the taste of money, and you
Mm.
understood why people spend money, not even
Yeah,
in the
people like
game.
you guys. Mitch is spinning every week. She's spinning like 100,000 UC every week, man. You guys don't know. Mitch got it like that. The big dog. She got it like that for real.
I just bought RP for 60 UC, and you're telling me I'm spinning.
Yeah, I saw that
And I
video.
ran for
I
the
know I know
discount.
damn well that RP was not for you. So I don't know what you're saying. Chat, you're not getting RP for 60 UC, chat. Mitch is just trying to get you guys to she's just trying to get you guys to watch that video. For I know damn well she's not buying RP for 60 UC, that promo only applies to brand new users. So get more people to download PUBG Mobile and play the game, and they will get RC, they'll get UC for, or rather they'll get RP for 60 UC. But Mitch knows what she's doing, guys. She knows what she's doing. So, but trust me, on the other day, if you go into her live, she's spinning like all the UC you've ever gotten in your life. Mitch spins it in one night.
Come on, guys. I can tell you the secret, but you'll have to ask Faker. Yeah, no, you cannot ask him because Kobe just landed on him from Pain Africa player that is Venom, and he's still trying to get some more players down. But a nade comes back from Tribe Warriors, and this time around, Pain Africa will be getting their teammate knocks. Two players already down, three remain standing. Mafioso trying to do more, but the sprays are not really connecting. The Tribe Warrior player is very much low. He gets another knock. Pain Africa is losing a little bit too early. Bonnie will be cooking himself. The DBS is not helping him this time around. He's trying to cook the players, but Tribe Warriors will be surviving this time around. Now, guys, just find your money. Like Priest, I'm so broke. I've never spent money on PUBG. Don't listen to Priest. He's lying to you guys. I promise. All lies. Mm.
Okay, okay. Sure, guys. Sure, guys. I'm pretty sure they all know of your antics by now, so I'm not even going to reiterate on that one. But solid teamwork and 4v4 action from Tribe Warriors. Again, looking pretty decent. 9 points on the board so far. It's pretty solid the way they've been able to manage themselves in the front, in the front foot. It's pretty good for them. But right now, Night Esports again currently sitting in 15th place. They need to do much better if they do want to finish in the upper echelon. Again, this is a day one is always the best day to start well, man. You always got to start well on day one. That is why I feel very, very iffy for GAMAX right now, owing to the fact of how they started today. A little bit too far off for my liking, sitting in 12th, 2 games down, only 4 points amassed. Not the best way to start things off, not even in the slightest. But it is something that we have seen time and time again. And I'm speaking on that one now. They run into Elevate. That is the worst team to run into at this stage of the competition. Shiva getting knocked away. Someone in the chat again has said RG is washed. Again, I don't believe that's too early to be saying that, man. But Reverb, 4 eliminations so far for GAMAX, 3 for Reverb. They're looking pretty decent. 23 Legion now putting in the work. Baba Yako back into the lobby. He goes at the hands of Klaus. 23 Legion yet again putting in that work. 23 points on the board, and more eliminations to follow through. They are looking pretty decent again, and we've seen it.
Yep. I'm really my fingers are crossed. I'm just gonna release them at this point. I don't want to have cramped up fingers. Now you see everyone is asking about my 60, you see? You'll have to explain to them now. Yeah, because I'm not doing that. Knight, esports, 4 kill, esports, at least a team that has not made me question why they're doing this or they're doing that. But the first game they went back to the first team, made their way to 8th place. That's a good look. I hope they can maintain that. Tribe Warriors, they can do better. I know they can do better. 20 Legion still in the game. They will be looking forward to surviving a little bit longer before they can engage. Tony's photo was there during MVP. I saw his photo, right? I'm pretty sure I saw his face. I know how Tony looks like, and that Tony was there, but I don't know why it's not here. But so far we've lost 4 teams. Wow, that's a lot. But GAMAX is actually giving us a comeback. We can see a couple of elims for them. I'm just hoping they can maintain that because right now it seems like they're also taking on ASTRA Creatives. One of their teammates, Rossini, has been knocked and casted. Elevate Sporting 23 Legion. Tony is on the hot seat. They're trying to get some sprays towards him, trying to get at least a knock on him, but it's not really working. Tribe Warriors are still dominating so far, so good. And I think that is something they can maintain if they want to go up that leaderboard, seeing that the tables keep on turning in this leaderboard again. But I'm not gonna curse anyone, please. But I'm just gonna say it. I feel like 4 kill will jump from 8th to 2nd. I feel it in my
Wow.
bones.
Wow, that's a lot of bones. That's a hefty amount of bones, you know. But I respect it. I respect it nonetheless. Again, these plays are not the most favorable. A lot of teams are trying to play this centrally. It has shifted away though towards Cruise the Vibe. So those teams that are going to be in El Azahar, water treatment, a little bit towards the the northeastern sides and towards far western, it's going to be a difficult rotation for them to make. Tribe Warriors, pretty decent spot for them. I think they can hold up into the northern side of the map for the meantime. GAMAX, on the other hand, they have a lot of ground to cover. They have a lot to do right now. Elevate also still have them in the sidelines. They also are in the play zone, so they do not necessarily need to be moving around too much. But eyes on the prize nonetheless. We're going to see if they will stay on the cause here. Again, it is all about having the high ground and having a solid rotational pattern when you are playing in Miramar. That's something we've seen across, every single final and every single tournament so far up until this point. But we're going to see if they will maintain the consistency going forward. 23 Legion as well, not too far out. But they have every single thing to do at this stage. What a performance though so far though from Elevate and 23 Legion. Super consistent. This is the game that decides which one of them will, keep it up between the top 3 teams though, for the very least.
Yeah, that's true. I don't understand though why Miramar tends to be this slow. I understand it's a big map, but I think we can move around a little bit, right? We can go around, full land, island, cell land, do something. But let's just see. I'm not used to slow games, so I can understand. I hope, like you said, the game that is going to change, or rather turn tables for most of the teams. But let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. Elevate Sporting GAMAX, but they have a team right behind them that is a Knight, and they're creeping in slowly. One of them has been spotted, and GAMAX Light, oh, he's in the game. Okay. I see he's been able to get a knock there. They can actually do more, but Light has been spotted as well. He goes down, knocked and casted immediately, leaving just one man standing from GAMAX. Immediately taking a run for it. That definitely exposes their location to elevate. And Thugger is trying to get some damage on a Night Esports. But so far, so good. No one is getting knocked on that side just yet. They're still holding their ground. They need to get the revive on their knocked teammate. Otherwise, GAMAX will be getting that point. But so far, Team Elevate is enjoying the game. Oh, do you know about this new gun?
The M1 Grand. Yeah, I was about to talk
Oh,
about it actually. Yeah.
oh, oh.
I'm a pro. I'm a pro, so I know how to use all the weapons. Duh. Like I'm pro. Like, so
I,
yeah,
hmm.
I can teach you how to use it. I know you don't know how to use it. You don't know how to use
I
snipers.
told you 1v1. 1v1.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if we're gonna get viewers for sure, chat. If you guys should tell us, do it. Create a poll. Ask the chat if they're gonna watch a 1v1 between me and you, and there has to be a prize. There has to be a prize.
So,
There has to be a
so
prize.
someone will delete PUBG, but okay. I warned you. I'm still warning you. But if you want it, it will be given to you. Let
Yeah,
me ask start.
that thing I want. You're going to give it to me for sure.
1v1. Say less. Wait.
But right
I
now,
need to
Dose of
post.
War though looking good. 4 eliminations, and they are quite confident in their performance so far. I think this might be the best start that they've had so far. So we're going to see if they will keep it up. They're in a very good spot in the zone though. 23 Legion again putting work in, and I think Amar is the one that gets the angle right with the mini. And he does manage to just deal a couple more shots towards, I believe that was AST. Very, very chaotic that they've been able to hold off that position so far. I think Astra Creatives losing out there. It's Bala and Uccini back into the lobby. We'll be playing as two. Slazy. Again, it is going to be a very expensive rotation here because they might be running into the Tribe Warriors. Probably have a sightline on him as well. That's a fantastic grenade as well onto top C's position. The smokes immediately come out. It is Synthesis up just in the background. Slazy managing to escape the danger at the behest of Faker. And he might give them a little bit of a breather just to make a little bit of a rotation earlier on. The play zone already hot on their heels here. This is not the most friendly of zones, and we're still down to 10 teams, 33 players. Averaging, that's a lot of players still very much in the conversation here. Those of War, easier for them. They have made a little bit of an interesting rotation just up north. And now they have a sight line on to Elevate. Synthesis also off to that eastern side, have them in the sight lines. And now they are up to 7 eliminations. Klaus continues to put the work in consistently. Trade-off is good. Five Warriors under siege. And Honcho is also there putting in a lot of bullets over to that hillside position. And everyone is trying to make a rotation and get themselves into the zone towards this final third. It is becoming relatively very expensive to get into the zone at this stage. You are taking hit after hit from the likes of 23 Legion, who are by the edge of that zone and playing stoppage to any team that wants to make it across.
I mean, 4Kill Esports is also turning the tables right now. They're waiting on 23 Legion. And I don't know how they will be making it into that zone without receiving some damage there from 4Kill. But we're still waiting there. We can still see Reverb is still farming on that kill feed. So we'll wait and see how this goes by the end of the game. But so far, 20 Legion there is getting some eliminations. Lord is trying to scope out the area here, looking for the 4 kills. But none is getting spotted just yet. Reverb is holding that shot because his life right now depends on it. Like I said, he's waiting for 20 Legion. Astra Creatives, they're going in for that push. 20 Legion is not enjoying this game at all. They have been pressured all angles and they have just been eliminated from this game. I mean, there's nothing they could have done here. They had the zone at first. They would have made an early rotation, but they decided to wait it out. And as they waited it out, 4 kills, took advantage of it, and they got the zone first. And that gave them the upper hand, getting 20 Legion back to lobby. Easy, easy peasy. Fallen Ruthless, someone in the comment section saying that they're going to be giving us a comeback. Let's see if that's going to be the case. Zero elimination for now. But they need to do more and get as many eliminations as possible because the placement points at this point, they're not even that much just yet. So I think Fallen Ruthless should actually do more. But so far, so good. 9 teams are still standing. The zone is shifting again. Going into that sixth phase, this is where we'll be seeing teams, full teams, being eliminated by that zone. But Elevator is also creeping into that safe zone. Astra Creatives Lazy also trying to make his way into the zone. Fallen Ruthless one because he's giving 4K esports a run for their money, but simply Miramar makes his way into that safe zone. RIZZ esports in that compound. And Amari needs to confirm something, but as he goes in, he gets eliminated by RIZZ esports player Ragnar. And that will be the end of the road for 23 Legion.
23 Legion biting the dust after all of that hard work. Unfortunately, not. But take a look at that. GAMAX still have a man alive. It is Reverb, the IGL of the team so far. He has been putting in a lot of work there to get his team to this stage. But everyone and their mama knows that he's in that shack. So it's just a matter of how long he can hang around there and keep his head down. But right now, hopefully, most of the teams will be eliminated before he has to move out from the shack, because I don't think it is inside of the next phase of play for that blue zone. But right now, Haki for RIZZ Sports and the rest of the guys from RIZZ Sports looking confident as well. 6 points they have amassed so far and sitting in 11th place on that leaderboard. But with this performance, I would see them move just a little bit further ahead, and this could be an opportunity. Reverb, fortunately for him, he does have a vehicle just parked outside very, very close, and this could be the movement or a time for something special. I mean, use of the smokes here is very, very solid, and you can tell that that is an experienced player the way he's moving right now. Dose of War now deciding to get a piece of the action as well. They decide to pull up to the scene. And now number 10 wants a piece of the action as well. Thugger finally putting the nail in the coffin for GAMAX. There they go out, but not without bagging 7 eliminations. Their best performance of the night so far. Fabian now holding the little bit of the angle here. The play zone has forced him just towards that perch of that hillside position. He is holding it for the meantime. Dose of War also trying to occupy that lint position and take it away from the guys from Elevate. But like I said, Elevate is one of those teams, they know how to win games. Now they are outnumbered by RIZZ and Dose of War, and again this could prove very, very difficult. But Clutch peaked a little bit too low. That Logic will show him the reason why that is a dangerous maneuver. He gets knocked away. Dose of War, this opportunity now, they could use it to advance their position. Dose of War continues to amount the pressure on them as well. RIZZ under siege. Another grenade. That's 2 buttons in the air. They're caught out. Clutch goes back into the lobby. It's Logic peeking them one after the other. Tugger peaks a little bit too long as well. He takes a hit. He falls to the side. And the grenades will not stop. Another one bites the dust. Logic is going to be the victim this time around. 21 pulls up a 10. Is going to be dropped away as well by Fabian, and he goes back and forth, but back to the lobby instead. And RIZZ Esports, it is all left to them now in a 2 versus 3, and they are all exposed. They can't seem to get the angle. Ragnar goes down, takes it to the corner. Hacky exposed by the right side, and Dose of War will get that chicken dinner.
Damn, I actually thought Elevate was going to get that chicken. I actually thought. But Dose of War, the name finally actually makes sense. The name is what they did there. That was amazing, amazing plays coming from the Dose of War. They gave teams what they actually deserved. Nothing but pure war. I mean, Dose of War was fighting against 2 teams at a go. Elevate and RIZZ Esports all at a go, and somehow in between they were able to get themselves a chicken dinner. So I hope they're happy with that. But then, I mean, it is just something I cannot even explain anymore. But beautifully done there. The composure, the grenades coming back to back. I'm wondering if they had like 30 grenades, because they did not stop. They were getting grenades towards Elevate, towards RIZZ Esports. Those grenades are what actually gave them this chicken dinner. So big up to you. Whoever told this team to carry 30 grenades made the right call in Miramar, and it gave them a chicken dinner with 16 eliminations. 16 and a chicken dinner. That's 26. Look at the team stats here. We have 5 elims for 17. We have 0 elims for 10, 8 elims for 21, and then 3 eliminations for 9. Beautiful cover here. It seems like 10 did not survive that much to do a lot. But the rest of the teammates actually were able to carry his weight throughout the game, and they got themselves 16 eliminations without him. And that is something he would survive, but he I'm sorry for reading it wrong. He survived, but he did not get to do much. But he did do a number of troubles there. Most of them, I mean, 13 for 11, that's crazy. But I mean, that's something you expect in a tournament. Total knocks and total eliminations at 60. Every single knock was confirmed. A total healing of 6,403. 7 grenade eliminations. Those of war bagging almost all of them there, and 32 assists in this game. No vehicle eliminations so far. From game 1, 2, and 3, I have not seen even a single team get an elimination using the vehicles. So everyone is just taking their sweet time. Head to head, Dose of War and Elevate. 16 eliminations for the Dose of War and 8 for Team Elevate. A total damage of 2,081 for the Dose of War and a damage of 1,598 for Elevate. 8 knocks on the Elevate team, confirming them as they knock. 30 knocks on Dose of War with 16 eliminations. We know where they got those extra eliminations from. I mean, the third parties did pay off, and they were able to bag a good number of points just from sitting and observing the game. So good stuff to you, Dose of War, for getting a chicken with 16 eliminations to back that up. Well played, well deserved chicken dinner. I think the table right now, a big change is about to happen, Priest. A very big change. Looking at the match MVP for game 3, we have Dose of War 21, 6 eliminations, a total damage of 685, a healing of 433, and 6 knocks to his name. A beautifully played here from Dose of War player, that is 21. Well played. And for that chicken dinner for the team, that is an amazing performance coming from you. So I guess he'll now be able to join the MVP list by the time tonight comes to an end, only if he's able to maintain his place. I'm going to wait and see how he actually goes around this. But looking at the top players there, we have 21, being the first one, of course, with 8. Second, we have 17 with 5. Reverb survived by himself the whole time and got 4 eliminations and still found his way on the MVP list. Thugger coming in 4th with 4 elims, and then 5th we have 9 with 3 eliminations and a damage of 460. Good stuff here coming from the team. Well played, and I think it's finally paying off, seeing that 3 of the teammates from Dose of War have made their way into the top players list. So good stuff there coming from the Dose of War. But of course, it is just game 3, so maybe things will be different. But Dose of War match rankings in game 3 have a total of 26 points in total. That's a big one. Elevate coming in second with 13. RIZZ ESPORTS at third, tying with GAMAX at 4th with 11 points each. 4Kill ESPORTS are 7 points at 5th place. 6th place, you have 23 Legion, tying with Triberas at 7th place, each with 5 points. Fallen Ruthless at 8th, ASTRA 9, ASTERIA 10, with 3 points each. Night Esports and Team Unique tying at 2 points each. Team MVP 1 point, and then Pain Africa for Strength and Synthesis getting no points from this game. That will definitely affect them, but of course you have to give it to a team like GAMAX there, Reverb surviving all the way and getting some points for the team. But the overall top players are Mara still leading with the 9, leading ahead of 21 because of the damage. He's the first at 21, being second at 10. Third we have Thugger, 8 eliminations and a damage of 1260. Fourth we have Madman at 8 eliminations, a damage of 1,169. And then 5th place we have Tony with 7 eliminations and a damage of 1,051. Of course, it's going to be a very tight sport holding that MVP, but anything can happen. Tables can turn at any point, and we'll wait and see which player is going to give us that MVP title by the time SSA comes to an end. Of course, you can tell me in the comment section which team you think is going to dominate. All options are going to be accepted, not even team, player. Elevate, leading 42 points without the chicken dinner. Those of War making a very big jump, going all the way to second place. 35 points. Third, you have 20 Legion at 28. For strength at 21, Team Unique, fifth place, 20. Astra Creatives tying with Asteria Esports, 19. 4Kill Esports at 18. Ninth place, you have RIZZ Esports, 17. 10, you have GAMAX Esports, 15. Triburus at 11th, 14. Pain Africa, 12th place with 11. Synthesis, 13th place with 10. Fallen Ruthless, 8 points. 15th place, you have Night Esports, 6. And then Team MVP at 16th place with 5 points. Very, very interesting move here from GAMAX, making a jump from just 4 points to 15 points, making it to 10th place. We'll be seeing if that will be changing. But for Fallen Ruthless Synthesis, I am yet to see what these guys can actually do. Looking at the games, we had game 1 there, Elevate, giving us a chicken dinner. Match 2 in Erangel, we had 4 strength. Match 3 in Miramar, we had Dose of War, and I will be going into that 4th game that is Rondo. Is it Rondo? I'm not sure. But before we do that, we'll be taking a very quick break, and then we'll be right back after the break.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. It is the SSA Grand Finals. 3 games down, 1 more to go. And it is Priest on the microphone here after all of this fun with Mitch. Mitch is smiling from ear to ear because she's already thinking of how she's going to spin 40,000 UC after this finals is done, guys. So go head over to our channel on TikTok to catch us spinning all your UC away. So yes,
All
yes.
there, you see? Oh my days. Are they giving me there, you see? No, no, don't do this. But yeah, I'm actually excited because I cannot wait to see how the teams are going to be handling this, knowing that most of them have already seen where they lie, and I'm thinking they might just do something a bit different. It is the last game for day one. You only have four more games to go after this tomorrow, and that's it. So a lot might be changing, and I'm excited because that means there will be violence. And anywhere there's violence, I'll always be in the middle just to observe, not to engage. Hmm.
Yes, sir. Well, taking a look at this playing path, it gives us a little bit of pause to think about those teams that are going to be landing outside the zone because the rotations from them are going to be very, very nefarious. I mean, you can see GAMAX in the northern side. We saw them earlier in match two. They were in Savanni, caught out on rotation later on down the line when they did decide to make a play. Unfortunately, it didn't pan out the way they wanted, but it could go so many different ways. But I mean, I don't know why the western side of the zone is so packed because I'm seeing Tribe Warriors there, I'm seeing Elevate there, I'm seeing Force Strength there as well. And I think I'm also seeing Fallen Ruthless in that western side. Is something happening over there that's making all of these teams want to play in that position?
Yeah, something is happening, but I cannot say because I'm no snitch. You just have to go and find out for yourself, Habibi. So let them enjoy the western side. Maybe they'll tell you about it later. But of course, I think they are just following the plane and they're waiting to see how it goes and where they land and probably slept through it. So it's totally okay. But so far, so good. It is the last game of the night, and I am too excited. I need to calm down, okay? I need to calm down and see what's going to be happening. Pain Africa taking on another fight again against the Dose of War in Pochinki. Last game here in Erangel, the second game. We had them fighting here. We had Pain Africa getting that not chicken dinner, but victory in Pochinki. And now they're still back again and they want to fight for it again. No, those are they're losing 9 as well. Two players win standing, 10 goes down as well. And that leaves just one man who's probably going to be having a very hard time here trying to do something. 7 is just patient. Pain Africa will not let him leave. They will not let him think, breathe, anything to do with Pochinki. And of course, Mafioso goes in and just that Dose of War happens again in Pochinki. Is it me, or once you get eliminated in a certain place, you don't go back? In a tournament setting, not when you're playing for fun, in a tournament setting. If that compound is always occupied, don't you change it? Unless I'm thinking my own thing, Priest here. But I think they should have changed their landing spot.
I mean, you would be surprised at how often this happens, right? We saw this, we see it even in tournaments as tournaments like PMWC, PMGC, we see it, but I think we usually see it like on day one of that tournament where, teams run into each other and they get a little bit confused and see, okay, let's duke it out. Let's see if we can actually call this spot ours. And that is what Tribe Warriors are learning the hard way now because Fallen Ruthless have taken 2 away from them and they're in a bid to take more. Tribe Warriors have not necessarily had time to settle here though. Top C goes down as well, and it's all left to Hater for Tribe Warriors. But then this guy is very, very capable. He can do something. That's a solid grenade. Managed to get out of dodge just in time though. Was getting knocked away up onto the front lines there. But Tribe Warriors need something special. They need something very, very special from Hader here. If he can manage to escape this, this could be something. But now 23 Legion, on the other hand, they engage a little bit of a trade-off there with, I believe, the Knights. And it is Rock getting caught off on the onto the other side. That they did manage one elimination earlier on, traded one off. And I think it was Sheen that was the victim of circumstance, but Hader will not be so lucky as he goes out, and that will be the end of the road for Tribe Warriors. Dose of War,
Aish.
Tribe Warriors, both eliminated, Mitch.
Nah.
How does this make you feel? Because these are like at opposite ends of the leaderboard.
Opposite ends. How I feel about it. Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see. But Night Esports right now almost getting a second knock on Ancho. That would be he getting off the first class. He's trying to give his teammate some cover. He gets a knock, but he gets knocked back as well. Shiro trying to do something here. 23 Legion is fumbling this, but a grenade will be stopping Night Esports. Now, I was just looking at the comment section and someone said remontada to 23 Legion. I'm not sure what is happening here, but it's okay. Now, those of War, Tribe Warriors, two ends of the table. It's not. I wanted to say it's okay, they can recover. It's not. Because now they've lost the whole game and they have to find a way of recovering that tomorrow. Otherwise, they'll be at a very bad position. Those of War, it's fine. They're in the second place, but anything could happen. 23 Legion could go up, 4 Strength could go up, depending on how many eliminations they get this game, and even if they get a chicken dinner or the top 3 position for enough placement points. But that could actually affect those of War, and they'll need to recover that tomorrow to stick to that third top 3 bracket. Looking at Tribe Warriors, 12th place. Come on, Priest. I don't have to say it. They can see it for themselves. 12th place, early exit in the game. That is nowhere close to okay. It's never going to be okay. Because the teams that are beneath you right now, they're all focused on how they'll go above you, seeing that you've already been removed from the equation. Unless
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
being
those are the mind
strict.
games. Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. I
Yeah.
mean, those are the mind games that come into tournaments like these. And another thing to point out is, elevate. I mean, consistency over every single thing. This has been the most consistent team today. 42 points on the board. I mean, if you are averaging 10
Mm.
points in every single game, that is a
Mhm.
chicken dinner in every single game. That would be elevate right now. 42 points is a diamond to have at this stage of the competition. Very early, no pressure, everything working in their favor. All they have to do now is add on top of that, and it will be a job well done. But still a lot of ground to cover right now.
You
Asteria,
lost me.
what?
I
What?
almost said I lost you and electricity in Nigeria went off, but it seems you're here. So
No, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I was talking about Elevate. I'm not sure where you lost me at, but I was
there.
talking about Elevate.
Yeah, I had that. I had. You
Oh
can
yeah.
continue. I had that.
Okay. Okay. No, I was just talking about, how consistent they have been, and you could get they have 42 points, chicken, basically 4 chicken dinners, at a stretch. So all they have to do now is just add on top of that, and going into tomorrow, a very good cushion, a very solid cushion to go into tomorrow with. That is something that would, give them the wherewithal to even continue and do better as the tournament progresses. So it's a very good start. The only thing that could derail them now is if they get eliminated in this particular game relatively very early, giving a chance for, the likes of 4 Strength, and 23 Legion to reduce that gap just a little further.
Mm. I mean, you have talked about their points, and I'm here thinking getting that 50 point mark in just day one is it's a lot. I mean, someone trying to catch up to where they are, they'll need a miracle and chicken dinners. Otherwise, without that, catching up might just be a little bit tricky. But we'll see, because already the only team that was that close was Joseph of War, and they already exited the game. So that's it for them. So far, we have Synthesis, another rebrand. This is Team Angry. They rebranded to Synthesis, and we're seeing more of them now. a team that I believe this is an organization they also joined. We're looking at Zeke. He's trying to change his position. Beautiful move here. He can see the player and hooks up a grenade. Beautifully done. He gets the first knock in and of course goes back to the buggy. Tries to use it as cover again using his IQ, making sure he uses every single brain cell because that is exactly their work. So far, Zeke is making his rotations and getting closer to his teammate, but they can see the players of RIZZ Esports closing on them. Grenades are being cooked, and they're looking for Kobe's, that for sure. But a shotgun on Sleepy's hand is something he wants to put to play. Sleepy holding a grenade, looking for that nade to connect on the player of RIZZ Esports, but unfortunately he already changed his position and he wants to go in for that. Which Shine is very much aware and he can hear the movements. Earphones are about to come to play, but Ragnar will be going down. RIZZ Esports is still trying to get the revive right on top of that hill. Shine could try and go in for that push and stop them before they're able to get their numbers back up. But it seems like they've been able to do that, and they've already made a run for it. So every IQ that was used right now by Zeke didn't actually pay off, and that's unfortunate because that would have been a good number of points have been gathered for the team. Another thing, Mister, I know how to manage teams. So are they like making money? I have to ask for general knowledge. I know for general knowledge.
Yeah, but that information, I can only give out that information like on my podcast or something. I can't really put that information out there.
Okay,
So
okay.
yeah, so we're gonna do a podcast, right? When I do a podcast, all that information I'll put it on there.
Uh-huh.
So if you're trying to learn about the business side of how these things work, I will put out that information on my podcast. But this is not about me, right? This is all about
So I'm
SSC
invited to
Clash,
the
and
podcast.
yeah, don't worry. When I come to Nairobi, we'll shoot the podcast. Don't worry.
Say less.
Say yeah,
Continue.
yeah, yeah, shoot the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But either ways, right? 23 Legion, they've lost Tony. It's going to be a difficult game for them,
Hey.
though. And, I could already tell Amar getting uprooted from his vehicle by off. And that is not what they were expecting to happen to them again. The big dogs getting absolutely demolished one after the other. This is not something you would expect. But then again, it's a final. And going into tomorrow, we are going to be keeping our eyes peeled to see who comes out on top and who turns things around.
Mm-hmm.
But nonetheless, he ain't looking good though. Four eliminations, relatively very early. Could go either way. Logic is making a little bit of a rotation there. He's out in the open. Elevate. It got into a little bit of a skirmish earlier on, but it didn't amount to anything. It could go either ways for them. Again, at this stage, you have to prioritize getting into the play zone. That is the number one thing that should be on your mind, getting into the play zone. And now, looks like Shakir driving a little bit too close to danger there, though, but manages to escape just a little bit. GAMAX is now the next team that he will be running into. I don't see him surviving their own onslaught. Sprays continue from Bilal again, and Rusciano is the one getting caught in all of this chaos, but I think he will be able to manage to escape the chaos as well. Swash will follow in close behind as they advance into the next phase of the zone. Remember, the zone is where you want to be right now. That is the best place to be. In the boatyard, ASTRA Creatives will hold it down just a little bit more. Shakid getting caught out by 4 kill. I was not expecting that based off of the position that they had. Fargas again trades off, immediately gets dropped by Light. He must have seen the light there. GAMAX immediately turning it on. And that was something special coming in from GMX.
Mm. I mean, Light, I think Light was not there in the first game. We have seen him coming in from the second game, and it has been a good addition to the team. I'm not sure how they're changing their lineups across the game, but it is actually starting to pay off. Their numbers are finally adding up. They're getting elimination points. They're getting, I think, placement points. Seeing how last game was for Reverb, But let's see if that's going to be the case. But Rusciano, he's going to be stopping that. But Light gets a one kiss as well. That kill feed is looking interesting. And GAMAX is, of course, making sure to confirm the eliminations as they go. For Fallen Ruthless, they're losing numbers. Another good look for them. We have seen people in the comment section say that they're going to be giving us a comeback. But let's see if that's going to be the case. But it seems like Rozok is a little bit crowded. There's Fallen Ruthless, there's 4Kill, and there's GAMAX as well. Fallen Ruthless being eliminated early in the game. That will be a big loss for them. GAMAX Esports still has the 3 players. They might be looking to get a revive actually on the 2 knocked. I thought one of them had been thirsted, but it seems like Light will be revived. I saw him getting knocked on that kill feed. And as they get their numbers back up, 4Kill Esports is trying to scope up the area, looking for an opportunity to get at least more knocks on GAMAX before they can go in for that push. Team MVP, on the other hand, they have Elevate on their side. RIZZ Esports are getting a couple of Kobe's on their end from... That is Synthesis, right? Yes, it is. It is Synthesis giving them a hard time. But there's a team in school as well, third party. And Haki is getting a lot of damage. He couldn't really get a revive on his knocked teammate. He's the last player standing from his team. And that will be a very hard battle, even to rotate from where he is. Team Unique is very much aware of his location. Synthesis as well. They do know of his location. School is crowded as well. 23 Legion has Team Unique with them, and they're finally going in for that push. Madman leading that push with a grenade in his hand. We'll be seeing whether that goes well or not. A Team Elevate taking on a Team MVP of the team not to revive. Will take place, lucky for them. Grenades are still being cooked. They're looking for more Kobe's, but the grenades are not really connecting. Paradox and his teammate Priest has been saying it. Now, guys, this is not glazing. They have been showing us consistent games from the first game, and it's finally paying off with the margin that they're creating between all the teams right now in the SSA Grand Finale.
Absolutely. I mean, 23 Legion, on the other hand, getting caught out in possession here on the high ground here. This is going to be a very, very difficult rotation for them to make. Difficult angles to be held. The Cloud gets the third, jumps through the corner. They're almost getting knocked away. He's utilizing the angles and the corners and the smoke. Heads inside, goes for the closeout, and that is up to 7 eliminations now for 23 Legion. Klaus is putting in that work. Somehow he manages to hold on just a little bit longer. Team Unique having absolutely no idea of how to contain Klaus right now, and that is exactly the kind of player you would love to be on your team. No pressure on. He continues to consistently put in the work. RIZZ Esports go out in 12th place with 2 eliminations, but hopefully they will be able to find something in tomorrow's round of finals. Sinner getting a little bit closer there, trying to deal with Klaus, but I don't think he wins these. I don't think he's that confident in the way he has approached this 1v1. Hopefully he manages to again, and he does actually go in and get the clutch in. S12K for S12K, but Sinner's own will come out on top. That will be 3 eliminations now. 23 Legion will be eliminated, and he took the initiative to get the job done for them. They will stay in the top 10. 33 players alive now. Who is going to come out on top? GAMAX also in the northern side with 4Kill, and I'm not sure how they are going to be able to skin that one through, but we are going to see for ourselves how possible that would be.
GAMAX Esports is making a lot of us happy, but I'm hoping they can maintain that. ASTRA Creatives and ASTERIA Esports have been going at it back to back. From the points they have in total their time, the fights, they're doing it together. There might be a relationship there that we do not know about, but it has to come to an end and someone has to win this. So ASTERIA Esports, ASTRA Creatives, pick your battles and let's see which team is just better. Or someone has to change your name. Someone has to give in. Just figure out who's going to be doing that. But so far, we are in that 5th phase of the zone. We'll be heading into that 6th phase sooner or later, and it is going to be a very damaging zone for most of these teams. 4 Strength is still maintaining their ground. They might be looking for another chicken dinner with how they're handling Erangel. They're taking their time. They're avoiding all these unnecessary fights. But for most of the teams, they are taking on the fights. They are ready to take as many elimination points as they can. But Asteria Esports will be going back to lobby Astra Creatives are still standing, and I'm guessing this is where the margin will be created. GAMAX Light trying to get the revive there on Shiva. Devil, on the other hand, is scouting the area, but a grenade almost landed on them, almost made a Kobe, but the grenade did not make it. Now 4 kill. Fargus immediately takes a vehicle and decides to get away from GAMAX, but someone is chasing him, and I'm guessing he'll chase him till the end of the game, till they get that elimination. Team Elevate are taking on a fight. One of their teammates, Paradox, has been knocked. They do not have a lot of eliminations in this game, so I'm guessing that chicken dinner is more important now. Pain Africa, third party joining the party as well. Ghana cooking up a grenade error. He gets thirsted, and that will be a very painful turn of events for Pain Africa. They are losing numbers. They tried to engage, and they have been eliminated from the game. How is everyone finding their way in these compounds? Elevate was comfortable, but the zone decided to give them something to worry about, and that is all the teams that are trying to make it into that safe zone. 4 kill esports eliminated. Synthesis waiting on Team Unique to make their migration right now, because where they're holding is no longer the safe zone. Team Unique is taking a lot of damage from the blue zone. It might just affect their performance, and they should get moving as early as now. GAMAX Esports as well lost a couple of players along the way. They are holding it by the edge of the zone, but they have a lot of people doing housekeeping, and they are doing a lot of gatekeeping from a team like Force Strength. They are waiting on teams to make their way to the zone. Light is not going to move from there. Surviving that will need God to distract all these teams so that he can make his way into that zone without getting knocked off that vehicle. But I don't think it's going to be possible, because look at that grenade. Most of the teams are trying to get him, almost getting a Kobe on Light, but the grenade doesn't really connect just yet. Force Strength, they're waiting, and Light is very patient. He knows he basically his location is compromised, but he's not going to be moving just yet. Now, Chris, a lot is happening right now. Most of the teams are trying to figure out what next. What do you think is going to be happening right now? Because it's only 6 teams, and the chicken dinner is not that far off.
Absolutely. I mean, we talked about Elevate and their consistency in winning games. This is how they tend to do these jobs. Right now, Paradox with his sideline playing defense in a 1 versus 4. He knows he has the play zone, but he cannot allow the need for that elimination to cloud his judgment, almost getting dropped away there. Now the grenades will follow through. They cannot allow MVP to breach any further, and this is a perfect time to be held off. The Paradox peaked a little bit too much. He feels the heat, and it will be getting dropped off. Dangerous play coming through there from Elevate, biting off a little bit more that they can chew. But now, can they hold it on just a little bit longer? Force Strength, we've seen that their strength is too much, but can they advance into the zone? Can they get an angle here? Paradox still knocked away, bleeding out. Can he get picked up? Doesn't look like he will be able to get picked up. If he can find a way through, Logic is also taking damage, and that will be the end of the road. A little bit costlier for Elevate there, but again, it is all the cost of doing business. Grenades and utilities, this is the time. This is the moment. MVP trying to make their way through. Ogre plays behind as well. Thugger also causing chaos, causing damage. He peeks out, he takes a hit as well, and his Force Strength almost getting a job well done, almost getting sent back into the lobby. It is all left to Logic to prove that he can hold them off, and he's managing to do a magnificent job. Grenade getting charged up, launches one perfectly as well, connects, and that would be danger for MVP. They're not feeling it right now, but now they can hold off, but Logic lost the plot. He gets knocked away as well. Fabian also has to hold off. Elevate. It doesn't look like they can elevate any further at this stage because they're losing bodies one after the other. Gunner goes inside and he's not getting any way through. His teammates off into the corner there, but somehow Adrian and the rest have made their way through and they're looking for him now. They're trying to make sure that he's nowhere to be found, but they're exposed, and Force Strength use the opportunity to get the job done. Fabian goes down. MVP now on the horizon. They're spotted out. Moon about to launch a ferocious grenade over the top, but it doesn't connect enough to drop the HP of Gunner, but they can't seem to find the angles inside. The smokes shielding the vision. AST in the background as well. They're holding on. ASTRA making a job well done here if they can make it through and hold the lines for MVP, but they can't seem to find a way through. The smoke's doing all it needs to do, but the smoke grenade will not stop the frag grenade. And Bilal will feel it in his chest as that one drops all over his head. 4 strength, one again. They're getting the angles, another one tit for tat. Off into the plane, into the left-hand side, but he's exposed, and that will be the end for Ruchini. He goes down to ABN, and MVP are holding on. Another grenade from Moon. 4 strength. Their strength is too much, and they can feel it. Over to the side, they know the chicken dinner launch, and that will be a job. Well done. 4 strength.
Eh, nah. Oh, I was shaking my legs because what? Come on, 4 strength. That was a beautiful chicken dinner. Yo, 4 strength, big up to you guys. Amazing, amazing plays. That is the most intense game we have watched today, Priest. Game 1, 2, and 3 do not sum up what we've just witnessed in this last game of the night. I mean, yo, if you if you did not feel it, then this last game they felt it. They tried, but only 4 strength was able to get that chicken dinner. So well played, amazing, amazing ton of events, and 4 strength. Just like I asked, they might be looking for a second chicken dinner, and they actually got it. So I think the tables again, no, there's no way we have anyone for certain giving us that title, the winners, without someone giving them a run for their money. 4 strength might just be the team that will give
Absolutely.
Elevate a run for their money, for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, it's something we talked about, right? And I talked about them. I talked about them and Elevate, 4 strength and Elevate. This is exactly the type of games they play. They go for the wins. They are not gonna give you the crazy elimination numbers. They're not gonna, be all flashy. They will just be tactical and they will be effective. That is all it takes. That is all that is required. The chicken dinner and no the number of eliminations that will be left when they get the chicken dinner. But that is exactly what 4 strength is all about. And that is why they're one of my favorite teams to watch.
I mean, 4 strength, Madagascar is happy. So am I. 58 eliminations in this game, 70 knocks. Hey, yo, the number of times people have had their forehead hairlines dislocated in this game, we have witnessed that. And a total healing of 6,983, 8 grenade eliminations, and 30 assists. Well, this is just something I have to say. In Swahili, if I will say it in, I don't know how to say it in English, but in Swahili, I will say watu wameiva game, and that will just make sense in my head. Like, teams are coming up good, and this is something again we have to look at. But look at the head-to-head for 4 strength and MVP. 8 elims for 4 strength, with MVP getting 6 eliminations. The total knocks, though, MVP has 8 knocks in total, while 4 strength has 6 knocks, with 4 strength getting more eliminations out of all this. A total damage of 1,249 for the 4 strength, and team MVP a total damage of 1,359. Healing almost the same, 630 for MVP and 607 for 4 strength. I mean, 4 strength, you've made a lot of people happy, and I hope Madagascar is happier about this. They have been able to secure an amazing chicken dinner. Your skills have shown the synergy in this team is beautiful. So good stuff there coming from them. The MVP, of course, coming from 4 strength, that is Moon. 4 eliminations to his name, 608 damage, a total of 113 healing, and 2 knocks to his name. Big up to you, 4 strength player Moon. He might just be going up that leaderboard again for the MVP. Like we saw in the previous game, they got a chicken dinner. Second top player for this match is Logic, 4 eliminations and a damage of 536. Third, we have MVP Adrian, 3 eliminations and a damage of 724. Balalal coming in fourth with 2 eliminations and a damage of 826. And we have Synthesis player Zik, 2 eliminations and a damage of 687. Well, good stuff here from all the team players that have made their way to the top MVP list for the last game of the night. I mean, it is something not easy to achieve, but as soon as you get a grip of the game, it is something that actually happens. I'm still going to be placing the same question in mind. Do you think it is going to be the same team maintaining that spot of representing Africa? You can answer another time. But looking at the match ranking in this game, for strength with 18 points in total, second year of MVP, tying in third place with Astra Creative, 12 points each. Elevated fourth with 9, 23 Legion, tying with Synthesis at 7 points each. Pain Africa, GAMAX Esports, tying at 5 points each. 4Kill Esports, Team Unique, Fallen Ruthless, 4 points each. RIZZ Esports, 2 points. Night Esports, 1. Those of War, Tribe Warriors, and Asteria Esports getting no points from this game. Well, it does happen. Unfortunately, some days may be good, some days may be bad. Okay? Anyway, GG's to you. Again, overall MVP for this game, you have 23 Legion player Mar. I don't want to say much before Jahad starts conversing. But good stuff. 11 eliminations. Give it to him, Jahad. A damage of 1,815, 518 heals, and 10 knocks in total. Well played from Amar. It is expected. We keep on saying it. Amar has always been the one taking the MVP title, either him or Madman or Shiva. Second place, you have Logic. 9 limbs, a damage of 1857. Third place, you have Forest Moon, 10 eliminations, a damage of 1652. Fourth, we have Thagger with 8 eliminations, a damage of 1761. And the MVP Adrian with 7 eliminations and a damage of 1586. Well, that is it for the top MVPs. Of course, I can see some questions on how many matches today. It is just 4. Elevate is still holding. Come on. Elevate is still holding at 51. They finally passed the 50-point mark. For strength coming in second at 39. Those of War, tiny 23 Legion, third and fourth places, 35 points each. Fifth place, we have Astra Creatives, 31. Sixth, we have Team Unique with 24. 4Kill Esports at 7th to 12. GAMAX, 22, sorry. GAMAX Esports at 8th place with a 20. Ninth place, you have RIZZ Esports with 19. Tying with ASTERIA Esports, 19 points each. Team MVP 11th, Tiny Synthesis at 12 with 17 points each. Pain Africa at 13 with 16. 14 you have Tribe Warriors with 14 points. 15 you have Fallen Ruthless 12. And then 16th we have Night Esports with 7 points in total. Well, I guess that is it. Priest, the tables have turned and we have finally seen what the teams are looking for. I'm not sure if next week anyone will be able to remove Elevate from where they are. They only got 1 chicken dinner in match 1. For strength, got 2 chicken dinners, but the points are not enough to remove Elevate from first place. We had in match 3 getting Dose of War, that is getting the chicken dinner in Miramar, but the table is still the same, Priest. Do you think anything will happen tomorrow, or it's going to be the same thing?
Well. It's going to be an interesting turn of events for tomorrow's games. I'm super excited to see how they will turn out, But nonetheless, amazing performance from the likes of Elevate, 4 strength, 23 Legion, and a couple of other teams. They have been showing what could happen. I'm still not ruling GAMAX out just yet. I mean, yeah, it's been a tough start, but I think that's the team.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, but I think that's a team that's going to head back into the drawing board as opposed to every other team. I think that's a team that's going to head back to the drawing board and be like, okay, here's what we're going to do. And this is why we're going to do that. So it is what it is. But ladies and gentlemen, that's just the SSA clash. It is the grand finals, 4 games down, 4 more to go. So stay locked in. Tomorrow, more action, more of the same. And then we'll see who is going to be crowned champion of the SSA.
Zach?